Welcome back everybody to Forza Horizon 6, and today we're taking a look at the 1991 Honda Beat. So this is a mid-engined rear-wheel drive convertible sports car that was produced between May 1991 and February 1996, with 33,600 being made, although apparently only around a third of those were within the first year, so a bit of a hit initially, but unfortunately it seems to have waned over the years. But nonetheless, this is a car that took full advantage of the fact that the K-car regulations had been updated the year prior to its debut, as the car length that a car could be to stay in the K-car class went from 126 inches in 1976, and they were updated in 1990 to 130 inches, which this is ever so slightly below at 129.7. So yeah, believe it or not, this is actually only a few inches shorter than a Honda City E2, which, yeah, looks a far bulkier car than it actually is, to be honest, due to its shape. But yeah, this takes full advantage of those extra few inches to, yeah, just make it look like a really, really nice looking car. So this was actually designed by Pininfarina, who, sold his design to Honda, and yeah, it looks absolutely glorious. Now, this was also the first K car to feature disc brakes on all four wheels, which certainly helps it be a bit of a safer car. Although, quite frankly, even with a driver airbag, which was an option, it was not going to be a car that is going to be all that crash worthy, especially in a rollover, heaven forbid. But yeah, this was one of a few mid-engined rear-wheel drive, sport kind of vehicles to be in the K class around the time, with the likes of the AutoZam AZ1 being part of that. The Suzuki Cappuccino as well, which we don't have in the game. Currently we only have this and the AutoZam. It'd be really nice to have the Suzuki Cappuccino make a debut in the Forza series as well, to go alongside this and the AutoZam. But as it stands, we have two of the three so far that are, most well known for being, mid-engine sports cars in the K-class, category of vehicles. Interior-wise, pretty nice looking. You got typical kind of 90s pattern interior for the seats and such. But yeah, just looks all really rather nice in here, to be honest. I accidentally got out there. But yeah, it's just nice, but also quite basic. But that's the kind of thing you want in a K car like this, to be honest. But you have electric windows, you have air conditioning, you have a manual gearbox, obviously, as well, which is a 5-speed manual. It is the only gearbox that was available with this car. But yeah, it's just a nice enough interior. Pretty basic, but yeah, I like the red on white dials as well. Very sporty like, and yeah, just looks really, really cool. In all generality, to be honest. Not practical though, as you can see. Being mid-engine, it takes up quite a lot of the rear boot space, so yeah, not very spacious there. And if you're thinking, oh well, we'll use the frunk, well, unfortunately, that's full of tyre and liquids for the engine and the car itself. So yeah, no space in the front either, unfortunately. There is obviously a little partial shelf behind the driver and passenger, but yeah, not really a all that practical vehicle, to be honest. But then again, it doesn't need to be. So yeah, you can't really see the engine though, unfortunately, with this car, because it is buried behind, well, right in the car basically. But it is a 656cc inline 3 engine with 63 horsepower and 44 pounds-feet of torque. So the AutoZam AZ1 has basically the same engine and the same horsepower, but because that is turbocharged, that actually has more horsepower than this. So even though this is a pretty lightweight car, 1,676 pounds, it's nowhere near as quick as the AutoZam, which also is lighter than this car as well. So that car is definitely the fastest of the two that we now have in this game. But this car is slightly more practical with that boot space, whereas the AutoZam has no such thing whatsoever. And this, with its ordinary doors, is also more practical because, yeah, the AutoZam has those big gull-wing doors, which, as spectacular as they look, I doubt they'd be all that practical or that easy to maintain. So yeah, but on the whole, I really, really like this car, and I'm glad it's finally made its debut in the Forza series. But nonetheless, let's get out onto the open road and see what this car can do. Right, so here we are at the Sony circuit that we've used with the Honda City E2. Yeah, it's a cracking little circuit, this one. really good for little sporty cars like this, or underpowered cars in general, to be honest. So yeah, let's park up, rev the engine and go. So as you can see, it is a more than 8,000 RPM revving engine, which makes it sound more like a motorbike than anything. But just to give you a taste of what it sounds like, I'll shut up and yeah, we'll talk about it some more when we've done a lap. So yeah, despite this only having 1 extra horsepower over the Honda City E2 and substantially less in the way of torque, this is actually a faster car to 60 than that vehicle, as it can do 0 to 60 in 11.946 seconds, and it can actually do 100 miles an hour, getting there in 38.124 seconds, and getting to a top speed of 110 miles an hour. Now this was electronically limited in Japan to 84 miles an hour upon its original production, but obviously electronically limited vehicles are not a thing in this game, never have been in any of these games in fact. That's why every other BMW that was originally limited to 155 can now do well more than that. So yeah, but still, it's a fantastic car. It's such a rev happy engine. You know, more than 8,000 RPM. Yeah, that's putting it on, you know, Ferrari, you know, high revving V8 levels of territory, quite frankly. So yeah, and top it off, obviously it weighs more than say a Honda City E2, but it doesn't feel it, to be honest. And yeah, with that mid-engine rear-wheel drive layout as well, it's just got so much turning and such good handling and so well balanced that yeah, it really doesn't feel that weight at all. And yeah, you can just stick it in, hit the apex pretty much every time, and just rev that engine all the way up to more than 8,000 RPM. Quite frankly, this is like a mid-engine miniature Honda S2000 in a lot of ways, given, you know, that car also had a very high-revving, free-breathing engine, just like this, because obviously no turbocharger, like I said, like the AutoZam does. So yeah, an excellent car, really. Only issue with it in this game is the fact that we can't put the roof down, which, you know, we can do for the Nissan Figaro of all things, but unfortunately we can't do that with this. But that's, like I said, the only thing that's letting this car down in the game. Everything else, yeah, just absolutely perfect. And just a fantastic car to just drive around. Which obviously we have more than just this time attack circuit to drive around in Japan on this game. But yeah, these kind of circuits really do make these kind of cars more fun, to be honest. And I'm so glad that we do have these time attack circuits in the game. It's a great place just to test the car out and see what it is and isn't capable of. So yeah, fantastic car, love it. I think it looks great as well. Like I said, Pininfarina design and such, so it's bound to look great in some regards. And yeah, it really does. One thing I do like about this car is the fact that the headlights wrap around towards the wheel arch, which yeah, just gives it a really rather curved, you know, looking face. And yet, in some respects, this car does feel a little bit bigger than it actually is, just because, you know, of the way it's designed. And then you hear it and you think, oh, that must be a really big engine car in that, a big engine in that car, and therefore it must be a big car. But it's really not. You know, tiny 3-cylinder 656cc. There are bikes out there with substantially larger engines than that, and yeah, this is a car that has a boot and can seat another person. So yeah, cracking car. Really glad it's in the game. It's about time we got this added into a Forza game, but I guess better late than never is all good. So yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.